Top 10 Deadliest Plane Crashes in History. This is not just a list of disasters. This is a journey through moments when humanity was brought to its knees at 35,000 feet. A sobering look at the 10 deadliest plane crashes in history, not to glorify tragedy, but to honor the lives lost and the lessons learned. Number 10. American Airlines Flight 191, 1979, Chicago, USA. Fatalities, 273 on a clear May afternoon. Flight 191 took off from O'Hare Airport. Seconds later, horror struck. The left engine detached, flipping over the wing and severing hydraulic lines. What followed was an uncontrollable roll and a fiery crash just moments after takeoff. What makes this crash haunting isn't just the death toll, it's the visual, the infamous photograph of a DC-10 banking hard left engine missing, seconds before impact. But this tragedy forced the FAA to review maintenance protocols and clamp down on airlines cutting corners. The loss of 273 souls turned into a wake-up call for global aviation standards. Number 9. Iran Air Flight 655, 1988, Persian Gulf, fatalities, 290. A tragic case of mistaken identity. The Airbus A300 was on a routine flight from Iran to Dubai when it was shot down by the USS Vincennes, a US Navy cruiser, during the Iran-Iraq War. All 290 people on board, including 66 children, were killed. It wasn't just a crash, it was a diplomatic earthquake. Outrage echoed across the globe, and though the US later expressed regret, the scar remains. Innocent lives caught in the fog of war. Yet their memory still pushes the world toward better conflict communication and airspace coordination. Number 8. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, 2014, disappeared over the Indian Ocean. Fatalities, 239, presumed this one didn't crash, at least not in the way we understand. It vanished. A Boeing 777 disappears from radar, mid-flight, en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. No distress call. No confirmed wreckage for years. Flight MH370 isn't just a mystery. It's a symbol of how even in our most advanced age, there are still places we can't reach, answers we may never get. But the global search changed aviation surveillance forever. We now track planes more precisely, because of a plane we may never find. Number 7. Air India Flight 182, 1985, Atlantic Ocean off Ireland. Fatalities, 329. It was supposed to be a routine transatlantic flight. Instead, it was the worst aviation terror attack before 9/11. A bomb in the cargo hold detonated mid-air, causing the Boeing 747 to disintegrate over the ocean. Most victims were Canadian citizens of Indian descent. The shock led to sweeping reforms in airport security and intelligence sharing. Their deaths weren't in vain, they forced governments to take terrorism in the skies seriously. Number 6. Saudi Arabian Flight 163, 1980, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, fatalities, 301. What makes this crash especially painful is that the plane landed safely after a fire broke out mid-air. But everyone still died, because evacuation didn't happen in time. The crew shut down the engines and delayed opening the doors. Smoke suffocated all 301 on board before help could reach them. This disaster taught the world a brutal lesson: time is everything. Emergency response training and evacuation protocol were forever transformed. Number 5. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, 2014, Eastern Ukraine, fatalities, 298. A passenger jet shot out of the sky by a surface-to-air missile in conflict-ridden Ukraine. Families on vacation, researchers heading to a conference vaporized in seconds. The images were gut-wrenching. Teddy bears and passports scattered in sunflower fields. But their deaths forced a worldwide reckoning. Today, airlines no longer fly over war zones without absolute clearance. It reminded us, in war, it's the innocent who pay the highest price. Number 4. Turkish Airlines Flight 981, 1974, France. Fatalities, 346. A cargo door failure. That's all it took. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 suffered an explosive decompression when the rear cargo door detached mid-flight. The floor collapsed, control cables snapped, and the plane crashed into a forest outside Paris. What followed was outrage and reform. Cargo doors were redesigned. Engineering flaws were no longer corporate secrets. 346 lives gone, but their tragedy exposed deadly shortcuts and saved thousands in the years to come. Number 3. Charkhi Dadri mid-air collision, 1996, India. Fatalities, 349. 2 planes. 1 sky. No room for error. A Saudi Arabian Airlines flight and a Kazakhstan Airlines plane collided mid-air due to communication errors and lack of proper radar. The skies over India turned into a graveyard. The crash led to India overhauling its air traffic control systems. English became the mandatory language in airspace communications. A terrifying accident, but one that strengthened aviation unity and reduced mid-air collisions worldwide. Number 2. Japan Airlines Flight 123, 1985, Japan, fatalities, 520. The single deadliest crash involving one aircraft. 12 minutes after takeoff, the rear bulkhead failed, caused by a faulty repair 7 years earlier. The resulting decompression tore off the tail and severed hydraulic lines. The Boeing 747 drifted helplessly for 32 minutes before slamming into Mount Takamagahara. Only 4 people survived. It was tragedy on a national scale. But it also brought change. Boeing reviewed structural designs. Maintenance became a sacred duty. Japan built one of the most meticulous aviation cultures in the world. Number 1. Tenerife Airport Disaster, 1977, Canary Islands. Fatalities, 583. The deadliest aviation disaster in history didn't even happen in the air. 2 Boeing 747s, KLM and Pan Am, collided on the runway in thick fog. Miscommunication. Assumptions. A fatal decision by the KLM captain to take off without clearance. 1 second. One misheard phrase. We are now at takeoff. What followed was a fireball of unimaginable scale. 583 lives lost. But the disaster changed aviation forever. From this tragedy came crew resource management, CRM, a protocol that empowers even junior crew members to question captains, fostering better teamwork, clearer communication, and safer skies. Aviation has come a long way. Every crash, though soaked in sorrow, has become a stepping stone. Today, flying is safer than it has ever been, not because we're lucky, but because we've learned. The black boxes don't just record final moments, they record warnings for the future. Let us remember these names and numbers not as statistics, but as stories. As voices that still echo from the skies, urging us, don't waste our pain. Fly wiser. Live better. If you like this video, please follow us for more.